the Scottsdale Art Show. This doesn't look like too much here at the entrance, but as you'll see later, there's 100 of the best artists in the United States inside here, and these tents go on for miles and miles. I'm here with famous artist.
Thank you.
Pete Tillack is Australian, and we're here in Scottsdale.
That we are.
In January, and look at this beautiful painting there that he's done, and he's going to explain to us a little bit what went into it.
Yeah, so this is called The Game. The game is about life, the game of life. And what we know New York as is the social jungle, hence why I've decided to go with the zebra theme.
Sure.
So as we play the game of life, we're always pulled, pushed, manipulated, goods and bads, by family. As you can see up here, we've got resemblance. So the billboards start telling the signs. So we've got the family, we've got the jungle of life. We have beliefs that are telling us what's right and wrong. Over on this side, we have society pulling the strings. Up here, we have patriotism. This is a new version of the Statue of Liberty. Enlightenment, we've got the apple. The apple is known as the first sin, but we're also being told to have one a day. So here we go through life, playing the game, and really what we want to do is enjoy life. Every new day is represented by a rooster. That's the rooster's feathers, with the clarity and the healing heart and the time that we all have to abide by.
Sure.
So as life rushes by.
And a beautiful piece.
Thank you. This is 4 foot by 5 foot, and the frame takes out another 6 inches on both sides, and it's a aluminum welded frame just for this piece.
Custom frame.
Oh yeah, very much so.
I see.
Riveted by moi.
Yeah. Marvelous.
Thank
Well,
you.
this is an interesting theme that appears in several of your paintings here. The railroad track with a couch in the middle of it, which immediately says to me, danger.
Exactly, but the symbolisms of it is when I traveled, I used to use the thought of when I find my home, I would buy myself a couch. A couch would represent the comforts and the security that you find in your home. Little did I realize that I was just bestowing those feelings to a piece of furniture when really they're inside of me. So what I did was represent the couch being yourself. The tracks are actually the tracks of life. So here we are on the tracks of life. You can see there's a turn up ahead. And if you look down here on the right side, there's a coin that's yet to be flipped, and that's a choice that we all make. We constantly make choices. Now, whatever choice it is, you have to be comfortable with it. And even if it's a bad choice, you're still going to learn from it, so you'll never fail a choice. You're just going to learn something. That's what we have to be comfortable with.
Well, that's profound in a way, I guess.
From a surfer?
And from a surfer. Yeah. Well, they certainly show a lot of hard work. I'd have to say that that each one of them does.
Thank you.
This is a little bit of different slant.
Well, it's similar in a way that there's still a lot of symbolism in it. What we have is we all set goals in our life. So in this point, I've located that as the home. That's our goal. This time the truck is sort of a resemblance of yourself, your hard work, your hard play. We have the journey represented by the baggage. The rooster is the timekeeper with the time that is here that we all have to abide by. We have some scales here. Scales show the sacrifice. We always have to sacrifice one thing for another, whether it be for work we sacrifice family, for family we sacrifice work. Sure. We have to make these choices as we go along. This journey never got finished. He never reached his goal, but it wasn't ever about the goal, it was actually about the journey, and that's what makes the person. A good biography is about how somebody got there, not what they do when they're there. And that's what this whole piece is about.
And this is the same in Australia as it is here.
The journey is the same for everybody.
Yeah.
We just make different choices based on our own society impulses.
True. True. Now, how long have you been doing this?
I started at about 2005. Becoming an artist. Before then I was randomly doing multiple things. I was traveled for about 10 years straight around the world, and I originally was an electrician in Australia.
I see.
You know, it wasn't until my travels brought me to a company that I was making trade show booths, show booths, and next thing I know I started painting murals, and then from there I got into the arts. So I had no idea I was an artist.
How many shows do you attend a year now?
I only do about 2 or 3 shows. This year might be a bit different, but I actually have about 7 galleries nationally that represent my work. So
I
we
see.
go over to Key West, throughout the island chains of Hawaii, Tahoe, and San Diego, of course.
Yeah. So, and where do you call home?
San Diego. That's a good point. Home is in me.
Yeah. All right.
So wherever I'm at. Right now, it's in Scottsdale.
So the family's in San Diego, and you're here.
That is
working.
They come back. I have to work. There's my sacrifice. I have to sacrifice my family time to provide for them later on, and also enjoy what I am.
Sure. And have you been to Scottsdale before?
I've only gotten down there a couple of times. This is a 7-day-a-week show. I'm lucky to even get out of here.
Yeah, I see. But you've done it before?
Oh, this show, sorry, yeah, this is my 3rd year.
3rd year, so obviously it must mean something to you.
In fact, I used to be in Ben's booth, so.
Oh, really? I see.
There is an end in sight, so you've got to keep focusing on that end, and you'll eventually get there.
Okay. Repetition, day after day after day, and eventually you get down there.
You reach the goal.
Right, which then, like climbing a mountaintop, you find, oh, well, that's just a little dip in the mountain. You still got to keep going.
It started, it's just one step at a time.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about.
True.
That's how you start everything, one step at a time.
We did the career fair, it went well, but we sort of, as a company, decided it might make sense to sort of open that up to the whole airport and allow other companies that are represented on the airport to also use it as a recruiting day. Sort of going back to the theme of you can come here and test, you can do exciting stuff, but rather than have my career day fall on the day when X-Corps is trying to do a test or whatever, we can sort of have a communal, everybody, this is the day we're going to show our stuff. It worked out really well last year. We got a lot of really exciting home-built airplanes out and a lot of exciting home-built airplane fans that correlated to some really great press for Scale and for the airport that worked really well for us. So we're trying to expand that this year, once again trying to attract sort of the heroes, and with them attract the people that worship those heroes, or the guys that maybe would want to work on the airport themselves. So we added an awards section, so we'll be doing best design, best test, and best build of 2013, and then best overall experimenter. So if you've done something cool with a little airplane in the last year, you can be nominated and you can get an award if you're here to collect it. The most exciting thing, though, is we're working with the NAA right now to make probably the whole week, because there's enough airplanes interested, a record-setting event. So if you want to set an FAI or NAA record, by everyone coming here and setting them at the same time, you can eliminate some of those non-recurring costs. So there's a cost to having the guys here. There's a GPS thing you have to rent, and we can offset those costs by having everybody sort of share those costs. Right now it's 9 airplanes that are interested in setting records during that, what was going to be 3 days, but talking to NAA, it looks like we might have to do the whole week. So one question was like waivered airspace. It looks like you can do it without waivered airspace. You can do it with the Class Delta Open, but these are all sort of details we're working out. But I think it goes back to this sort of core mission of Mojave being a place where you can do cool stuff with airplanes, big airplanes, little airplanes, space airplanes, satellite launchers, UAVs, whatever it is, and sort of generally do an open house back to the plane crazy concept, and it's very core. So.
Is that going to be the week before Plane Crazy?
So it's April 19th is that month's Plane Crazy, and we're looking at being the preceding week.
Preceding week.
So the idea is, all week there's sort of airplanes around, setting records, doing cool stuff, taping on mods, trying to get the speed that they need to set their record, and then we sort of take a break. On Saturday, a bunch of airplanes show up, we kind of look at the airplanes, we can sort of talk to your hero, etc. And then that night we give some awards for coolest stuff that's happened in the preceding year. And then Sunday morning, the best time of the day to be in Mojave and fly an airplane as the sun's rising. We all get to watch the coolest airplanes we can think of launch out of Mojave and be awesome.
And
when you have your event in the event center, are you going to be flying UAVs around the event, carrying people's